Yes, sir. What's up, boys? We're back with another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about what you can expect from the Cleveland Cavaliers going into 2021. So this is part of my NBA offseason preview. I'm previewing every team. If you want to check out my other team videos, check my channel. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 topics about the Cavs. Number 1, their offseason contracts. Number 2, their free agency strategy. Number 3, their draft strategy. Number 4, some trade ideas for the Cavs. Number 5, some questions going into the next season. So by the end of this video, you will know who the Cavs are keeping and letting go, who they're targeting in free agency, who they're targeting in the draft, some trade ideas that may or may not work for them, and then you can hear some questions that I have going into the next season. Before I get into it, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel. I drop new NBA videos every single week, so make sure you guys check back to the channel. You never know what I might upload. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on these videos lately. As long as you guys keep supporting, I'll keep uploading these videos. So I've been following the NBA for 2 decades now. Without any more delay, let's get straight into it. We're going to start with topic number 1 of 5, which is who are the Cavs keeping and who are they letting go. So on the Cavs right now, they have $110 million in salary for 11 players. The salary cap is $109 million, so they're already over the cap. The luxury tax is $132 million, so they're underneath the luxury tax. On the team, the Cavs have Kevin Love, Andre Drummond, Collin, Sexton, Darius, Garland, Cedi Osman, Dante Exum, Larry Nance Jr., Dylan Windler, Kevin Porter Jr., Alfonso McKinney, and Dean Wade. So that's who's on the team. Now we're going to talk about their free agents. They have Tristan Thompson, Deladova, Ante Zizic, Jordan Bell, and then 1 random scrub. So of all those guys, they're going to let all those guys walk except for Tristan and Deli. And I'm going to explain why, because we're going into the free agency topic number 2 right now. Second topic, free agency. So as I told you guys, the Cavs are capped out. They're pretty much over the salary cap. So all they have to work with in terms of free agency is their non-tax MLE, which is about $9.3 million. Here's what the Cavs are going to do in free agency. They're going to bring back Tristan Thompson and Deladova, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the Cavaliers are over the cap, they can't sign a random free agent because they're over the cap. So if they wanted to sign Fred VanVleet, for example, just a random name, they wouldn't be able to because they're over the cap. But because Tristan Thompson and Deladova have their bird rights, well, the Cavs have those players' bird rights. That means they can go over the cap to sign these players. So what the Cavs will do is re-sign these players because they're the only players that they can re-sign without using the MLE, and they'll use those players in the future as trade assets. So they're going to use Tristan Thompson and Deladova as trade pieces to get other players in the future, or they'll just keep them. Tristan, they'll definitely trade, but Deladova, they might keep just to mentor the young guards in Garland and Sexton. So they're going to bring back those 2 guys, and they're going to use their MLE, their mid-level exception, to sign 1 or 2 wings. So these are the wings that are rumored to get signed by the Cavaliers are targeting. These are the names being rumored. Derrick Jones Jr. is their number 1 target from the Heat. Josh Jackson, Pat Connaughton, and Jay Crowder. So I know that the Cavs had Jay Crowder before, but he's just a good fit. He played well in the playoffs. A lot of teams are looking at him this season. But Derrick Jones Jr. is the Cavs' number 1 target. I think he's like 6'9" or 6'10". He's a small forward that can also play power forward. So he can guard multiple positions. He comes from the Heat, so you know he has good, what's the word? Good. What am I trying to say? He has good, like he's a professional. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what the Cavs plan to do in free agency. Now we're going to head on to topic number 3, which is the draft. So in the draft, the Cavs have the number 5 pick, and they're going to draft a non-guard. They're going to draft a non-guard because they spent the last 2 drafts on guards in Darius, Garland, and Collin Sexton. So these are the names that the rumors are telling us that the Cavs are looking at. Okay, Okongwu, Isaac Okoro, Denny Avdia, and Devin Vassell, and their number 1 target is Obi Toppin. So they actually just had a workout with Obi Toppin this past week, or it's happening this week, I'm not sure. But I read it on Cleveland.com. They're going to have a workout with Obi Toppin. He's a great player. I heard a lot of good things from him. He's a wing, so he'll be a good addition for the Cavs. He's a guy that can play either behind or in front of Cedi Osman, depending on how well he plays. So look out for that. Check out some Obi Toppin highlights. Let me know if you guys heard any other names that you think that the Cavs should draft. Me personally, I think Obi Toppin is a good fit, but I'd be down to hear who else you guys think would be a good fit for the Cavs. So now we're getting into topic number 4 of my 5 topics, which is some trade ideas that I have found for the Cavs. These aren't my trade ideas. I didn't come up with these, but these are ones that I found online, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. I want to know who you think says no to this trade and who you think says yes. So the first trade of 2 that I'm going to bring up is Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins. So who do you think says no to that trade? Do the Warriors say no, or do the Cavs say no? Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins. I think it's a good trade for both teams. Warriors get a stretch 4 in Kevin Love, and the Cavs get a nice wing that they need to pair with Sexton and Garland. Obviously, if you draft Obi Toppin, you might not need Andrew Wiggins as much, but if you draft like a Okongwu, a big, to replace Andre Drummond, then you're going to need a wing. So Wiggins can fit that bill. He's still young, still has a lot of potential, and the Cavs used to have him. So second trade idea that I found online is Darius Garland for Lonzo Ball. So Lonzo Ball, I think he's a free agent either this season or next season, but he's a good playmaker. He can facilitate your offense. He can't really finish, and he can't really shoot that well, but he's an okay shooter. His shooting is improving. I think he'd be a good fit next to Collin Sexton and your new wing that you're about to draft, and then you have Kevin Love. I think he's just a good fit on any team. He can defend the best point guard or shooting guard on the opposing team. He's still young. He has a lot of potential. So those are 2 trade ideas that I have. Let me know in the comments who you guys think says no to that. And if you have any other trade ideas, put them down in the comments. I love to talk to you guys about trade ideas and shit like that. That shit is just fun for me. I don't know why. I'm going to go into topic number 5 now, my 5th and final topic, which is questions going into the next season. So Cavs fans, in your opinion, should the Cavs trade Andre Drummond this season? Should they trade him, or should they extend his contract for more years and keep him? Me personally, I think they should trade him, see what value they can get from him. A lot of championship contending teams are going to need a big, teams like the Clippers, for example. So you want to see if you can get some trades done and get some value for Andre Drummond, because you guys are still rebuilding. You have a long time frame. You don't need a guy like Andre Drummond right now. So my second and final question is, what do the Cavs have to do to become a championship team? Like, what moves do you guys need to make to become championship contenders? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Yeah, so that's all for the video. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. I drop new NBA videos every week. So yeah, peace.